You can barely see him down there, and I am so glad of it because this guy has an anger issue. He was screaming at his wife or his girlfriend or something. Wouldn't you hate to camp with a guy like that? All right, we are officially filled up here at the dispersed camping near Buena Vista, Colorado. I have seen about 6 campers go by. Some were camper vans, some were travel trailers, others were like Toyota 4Runners. They have come up from the entryway, which is down this road, and they passed by me, and about 15 minutes later, they were coming back by. That tells me there's no campsites left available. It's Saturday, it's the weekend. It gets busy in the mountains of Colorado on the weekends. The weekdays, it's pretty easy to find a spot, but the weekends, totally different story. If you're not in a campsite by Thursday, you can just about forget it. These campsites here in the San Isabel National Forest, they're spaced out like 300 yards apart. See that? Let me zoom in. See the orange and the white there, and it looks like a Jeep. That's about 300 yards from me. And this guy may be some kind of lunatic. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Here's my campsite. If you go up about another 300 yards, there's another site up here on the right. But anyway, back to this guy. You can barely see him down there, and I am so glad of it because this guy has an anger issue. He was screaming at his wife or his girlfriend or something. Wouldn't you hate to camp with a guy like that? You know the kind of guy I'm talking about. Just, he's on edge. I can hear him from all the way up here. He's got this big, angry voice. Crazy psycho man. I'm just glad he's way down there. I feel bad for his wife. Maybe she'll just tell him to shut up. But he was upset about something. He was carrying on. Just like an idiot. I remember one time I was in Pensacola, Florida. All right, I'm gonna go on a rant here. There was this guy, he was with his girlfriend, and she had drove off the edge of the road near the beach, and she got stuck in the sand. And he lost his freaking mind, started screaming at her. I witnessed the whole thing, and he started screaming at her, and then he was probably mid-20s. They were both in their 20s. But he was the kind of guy, he had a lot of learning to do. Maybe he's got himself together by now. But he went off in a huff and just walked off and left her stuck there. And I went over there just to see what was going on, talk with her a little bit. She was crying. And I told her, you know, there's a tow truck that comes by here. People get stuck all the time. Don't worry, you wait 10 minutes and the truck will be by. And as we were talking, here comes the tow truck. So he pulls her out and everything was good. She went on about her way. But you know the kind of guys I'm talking about. They just get too upset, fly off the handle about any little thing. Probably got a lot of stress in their life, but they take it out on their loved ones when they should learn to manage that better. Hey, you know, I've been a young man before. I'm not saying I haven't taken out my frustrations on people before, but I hadn't gone, you know, off the deep end. But it's part of a learning process. And I see a lot more young men now that are more hostile than they ever were. And I hope they can just get their shit together before it causes them a lifetime of destruction. Okay, so moving on to happier things. We've got cloud cover now. It was hot earlier today. I would say 12:30, 1 p.m. It was really hot. And I was kind of second guessing my decision to be here. And then all of a sudden, the clouds came up. And it's like 76 degrees. It's very pleasant. Very comfortable now. And I will stay here through Monday because there's no sense in trying to find another campsite. It's just not going to happen on the weekends around here. I know how it goes. I've been here long enough to see it firsthand. So if you're in a campsite for the weekend, just go ahead and stay there. I know I said on the previous video that if you're in a place you don't really like, leave it, go find somewhere else. Well, let me clarify. Don't do that on the weekend. It's gonna be a waste of time. Yeah, I can hold out here until Monday. I've only got the one bag of trash accumulated. I'll need to go into town on Monday, dump trash, get water. But I am staying put here. It's a great place to be. I ended up leveling the van up a little bit. See that board that I put under that tire? I just did the one. I really didn't need it up here. It's kind of an incline right here. I don't know if the camera really shows it. So I just drove the wheel up on that incline there, so I'm good there. Put one board under the tire there, and I'm much more level now. Let me zoom out. There we go. Oh, I hear a car coming. Let's see how long it takes them to come back by. Let me reposition here. Okay, there goes a black pickup truck by. I'm gonna give them about 10 or 15 minutes and then they should be turning around and coming back because I think they're gonna find the same thing that everybody else has found out. There's no campsites available left up there unless they may be the truck that's towing that travel trailer that's way on up the road. That might be them. So if they don't come back by, then I know that they're already camping up there. But quickly back to the main topic of the video about aggression, and if your partner is driving you crazy, say your husband's on your nerves, your wife's on your nerves, just have a rational discussion. I know it's tough to do, but as you get older, it gets easier to do. It's tough to do when you're young because you're learning how to deal with that adversity. But just have a discussion and say, hey, we're gonna have to separate for a while, keep it cool. We don't want to get into a big fight. You don't want the cops called. It's a big thing that can go on when people lose their minds. I know it's easier said than done, but as you mature, it does get easier. Just step back and say, hey, let's just calm down or separate for a while, do other things, and you will be so glad you did. It will save you from so many problems, and you don't want to get in like some kind of crazy lawsuit and all that kind of stuff. Just sit back, be logical, and you'll be so glad you did. You know, I've been married and divorced before. I've talked about it a few times, and my divorce was really as amicable as they can be because we didn't have any children. I know if there's children involved, it can be a big ordeal, but you know, my divorce was as good as they come. And that's because we used our heads. We didn't go nuts on each other, go crazy, start throwing things and getting a big physical altercation. We just knew it was time. And sometimes that's the best. Sometimes you just got to part ways, be kind, and everything is better. Okay, my friends, so that is enough of Maddie's wisdom for the day. Thanks for watching. Take care, be well, and smash the bell.